A message from the Clerk of Cleveland Municipal Court.
Are you in a dispute with someone involving $3,000 or less? The Cleveland Municipal Court can provide an easy way to resolve financial disputes among individuals or businesses in the city of Cleveland. A nominal filing fee allows you to present your dispute without the need of an attorney or a long court procedure. We're here to help you resolve your disputes. For more information on how to file a claim, call 664-4860 or visit our website.
I feel like you guys are all my kids because I can't stop grinning. I'm like, I remember everybody's first day. I said, oh, I remember that first day. That gave me such a hard time. And look at you now. This is so wonderful. So we have a great speaker today, but before we get started with the graduation, acknowledging everybody, I do want to acknowledge my colleagues who are here, and they want to come up and say hello and give some encouragement. So we'll start with our AJPJ, Judge Michelle Early.
Good evening. Welcome to the Cleveland Municipal Court. We really appreciate this docket and the work that Judge Moore has put into it. Typically, when she gives her speeches, she never takes any credit, but we really appreciate her taking the leadership role on this, and we'd like to give her a hand as well. I'd also like to say congratulations to the graduates. We are so proud of you, and we will continue to encourage you and lift you up, but this is a wonderful day for you, and we'd like to say congratulations and good job.
Thank you, Judge Early. Who's next? Judge Sweeney. Would you like to come and say hello?
Thank you. Thank you all. I also have a specialty docket called the Community Court Docket. I often send people to drug court who really need help. The community courts has a slightly different philosophy, but I know how hard all of you have worked to get where you're at. So I just wanted to say congratulations and thank you for working so hard to get to this point with your accomplishments. God bless you all.
Thank you, Judge Sweeney. Judge Sheila Turner McCall.
Good afternoon, everyone. I echo Judge Early's comments. We are so proud and definitely happy to be here to support our colleague Judge Moore for all her work, and all you community partners as well. Couldn't happen without you. To our graduates, congratulations to each one of you. Keep moving forward.
Thank you, Judge McCall. Okay, before we go on, are there any board members present? We want to acknowledge you also. We have an advisory board. I know Regina Daniel was here, but there she is over there. Anybody else? Any elected officials we need to acknowledge? Okay. All right. So we'll go on to our keynote speaker, who is Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes is the founder of Sobriety in Motion, which is a nonprofit sober house that has been open for 11 years. He was born and raised in Cleveland, and he graduated from South High School. Mr. Holmes grew up as a foster child. He is an active member of AA and has been sober for 17 years. Mr. Holmes.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Larry Holmes. First, I want to say congratulations to you graduates. I'm in the AA. That works for me. I had to find my niche, and AA was my niche. You know, I used to do every drug on the earth. I never put a needle in my arm, but still, I put everything else in me. I came in at 46 years old. You know, I'm 63 now. You know, for real. Never thought I would make 63. Never thought really I'd make 31. A little bit about myself. I got 8 kids. 6 of them seen me out there in my madness. all because I stopped drinking and drugging. Don't think the insanity went away because I got a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old. So, but I will tell you, I'm a 100% father today. Something I thought I could never be, you know, because I love the streets. I love to get high. I love those people, you know. And it's a different life. It's a scary life. And it's going to be scary for you guys when you step out there, you know. But let it be a healthy fear for you, you know what I'm saying? Because I never thought I could stay sober. Because I used to love the guys, love the bars, love the streets. You know, I loved everything about it. But then it took over my life. It was just crazy. A guy said yesterday to me, we was talking about overdosing. And the guy said, I never overdosed. You can't overdose off of crack. I said, okay. But then after he got to thinking, I said, okay, but overdose, that means OD. OD for me is overdoing it. I overdid it. I overdid it for a lot of years. You know, I thought I was that good guy because I worked at Ford Motor Company, you know, making a lot of money and drinking Hennessy. That was my thing. But I'll tell you, that Hennessy turned into Genesee. That top shelf went to no shelf. Then I was on the Titanic, just steady moving over to a different seat, but the ship was still going down. You know, I thought I could do something different. The only thing I saw I could do different really was get out of it, you know. 17 years sober, it's really one day at a time. Never thought I would make that. Never. And it's a blessing you guys have all these people, drug courts, to help you out, you know, because locking us up isn't really doing it, you know. Tonight should be your night that you don't never have to go back to that again, ever, ever. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be rough because when I went into rehab, I've been in 5 rehabs. The other 4, I was in there for back problems, you know. Wife was on my back, judge was on my back, kids on my back. I got a strong back, but but finally the 5th one I went in called the Freedom House, and I know they don't mind me mentioning it. I wanted Larry back. Because like I said, I was in a foster home. I was raised with good parents, taught well, nourished, loved, all that in the church. But then when I went down that avenue or that alley where the drugs and alcohol was, it was a done deal. I can sit here and tell you I love my mom, but I love drugs more. That's the nature of the disease, you know. I thought, like I said, I thought I was a good father because I put money on the dresser for my kids to go buy stuff, but I could never remember me being in a whole Cedar Point adventure, staying there through the whole night, you know, never could do that because I was thinking about who's in my seat at the bar, what are my dudes doing, you know. But I'm going to tell you this, when it all comes down, I don't know how many of your friends come down here to bail you out, to put money on your books, you know. It wasn't happening for me. That's all I'm gonna say. My friends didn't show up. They would show up when I get my check, when I get some drinks, when I get a bottle, when I wanna, you know, turn it up. They all show up, but when that stuff is gone, they're gone, you know. This is just a lot better life. And my program is Alcoholics Anonymous. You know, they got a lot of programs, Alcoholics Anonymous, Heroin Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous. And like I said, you guys have to find your own niche. You have to do it. If you want to do it, you got to want to do this. I know you probably need to, but you got to want to do this. This got to be the most important thing in your life. For me, it is. Keeping sober, they say keeping sober is the most important thing in my life. It isn't for me. It is my life. This is all I do. You know, they call me, I took off work. I don't care about work. I care about coming out. Hopefully one of you guys will hear something and you say, hey, that might work for me. You know, another thing, how we tear the parents down, our family members. You know, this is the only thing for us drug addicts and alcoholics that when we go in jail or go into a rehab, they're getting some rest. And it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't, you know. And I see there's a lot of family members here, man, so they must love you. All I can say is, if my wife was doing this to me all those years, would I still be there? Nope. you know. But I thank God for the good women that was in my life that raised my kids when I wasn't around, that got them to school and fed them and things like that. I look at all that today. I got a lot of great people in my life, you know. A lot of friends, true friends, you know. All these people that my support group or my network, not my entourage, my network today, you know, because back then I had an entourage, right? But it's just a better way, you know. I advise you guys, if you do get into AA or some self-help program, I mean, you got the boost right here from these people, you know. Look at your lives. Look at your lives. You know, I got 2 movies I go on in my life today. It's Shawshank Redemption, Get Busy Living or Get Busy Dying. And then I got Training Day. You want to go home or you want to go to jail? It's real, you know, it's just amazing. I mean, like I said, I wake up every day. I got 2 little shorties that I just hope I wake up when I see that ceiling, I say, thank God. I got another day with them. You know, I got another day. And I'm blessed to have, like I say, Leah and Landon, my daughter. She's my princess today, you know. And on her door at the house, it says, do not enter unless you're the prince. That's me. And I still get emotional about that 17 years later. That might not sound like nothing to you guys, but once upon a time, that wasn't happening in my world, you know. And I can remember I took her to, she asked me, she said, Dad, can we go see Cinderella? This was probably about 7, 8 years sober. She was 4 years old. And she said, can we go see Cinderella? And I said, yeah. So anyway, we took a flight down, we took a drive down to Florida to the Disney World. Because I said I was always in Disney World. I wasn't in Disney. You know? But I said, yeah, let's do that, because I'm retired now. Did you hear that? I retired from Ford Motor Company. I should have been fired. You know, I got a pension today, you know. And don't think I'm up here bragging or boasting. I'm just saying, from me putting that stuff out of my life, doing something different, things happen different for me. So anyway, real quick, she says, Daddy, can we go to Disneyland? And I say, yeah. So I asked my wife, I said, let's go to Disneyland. I'm retired now. We got a car, we got a house. You know, just imagine, I got a house now. I didn't buy the dope boys no more houses. I didn't buy the dope boys no more cars. You know, finally, Larry, the Holmes family got something. So anyway, we went down to Disneyland, the Disney World in Florida down there, and had a great time, So as we're coming back, my daughter says, Daddy, when we get back, can I get a dress like Cinderella? I said, dress like Cinderella? Now, she's 4, I'm about 50. I said, where am I going to get a dress like Cinderella? You know what the 4-year-old daughter said? She said, Daddy, the Disney store. How come I didn't know about a Disney store? Because I'm out there smoking and drinking and toking and being in them streets. So I said, yeah, as soon as we get back home, I'll do that for you. So then she says to me, she says, okay, Daddy, don't forget. I said, I promise, I'm not breaking no more promises. I don't do that. So anyway, we get back home, and it was about 10:30 at night, and she stepped out of the van. Come on, Daddy, let's go. I said, well, tomorrow, let's close. Let's wait till tomorrow when Mommy's cooking dinner in our house. Because once upon a time, that wasn't happening. I worked at Ford all those years, never had my own apartment, never had a new car, and we got the best discounts out here. I always had a car, but it wasn't a Ford, you know. Had a little Chevelle. And I want to tell you guys, too, like I said, I used to smoke crack and cocaine. I used to weigh 128 pounds with this same head. You know what I'm saying? I want to throw that in there. It was ugly. It was ugly. But I can laugh at that today. But anyway, we get back home, and I say, come on, baby, we're going to go to the mall. So we get to the mall, and she runs in the mall. And she goes in, and she's all over the place, like a little kid in the candy store. So all of a sudden, I hear her say, Daddy, Daddy, over here. So I go over there, and she say, Daddy, this is the dress I want right there. That's the one Cinderella had on. I say, baby, get whatever you want. Get whatever you want. So she gets the dress, and she holds it up, and I hold it up to her. It looked like it fit her. So I laid it on the counter. And then she says, Daddy, 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 a princess has to have princess slippers. I say, okay, let's go find some princess slippers. So we find these princess slippers, and she said, those are the ones I want because they're magical. I said, baby, how come they're magical? She said, because it got Cinderella's face right on the toe. So I said, will you get those slippers? So we got the slippers, and we put it up there with the dress. So I asked the lady to add it up, and I looked down at my daughter. I said, anything else? She said, no, Daddy, because I already have my tiara. She's 4. I'm 50. I had to ask her this. Baby, what's a tiara? I thought it was called a crown. And the reason why I didn't, because I was out in the streets doing all that crazy stuff, being messed up in the head, you know. So anyway, we added it up, and it came to 89.17. I said, oh, no. That's a little bit too much. But see, I had to remember, when I was out there in the streets, I paid about $300 a day for that madness. I went up in anybody to get mine, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I took out a card, a credit card, that didn't have no powder on it, because that's the kind of cards I had, you know. But anyway, I swiped it and it said approved, you know. And that was a proud moment for me, because once upon a time, I didn't have a credit card that was active, you know. So anyway, we get back home, and she runs in the house with the bag, and her mother's in the kitchen. She's cooking this dinner. And I go in the living room, and I sit down and cut the TV on, not knowing what's about to happen, okay? And she goes into the bedroom, but first I heard her tell her mother how much she loves her daddy, you know? And so on her bedroom door, it sort of sticks when you go in. You got to push it. So anyway, she went in the room and closed the door. So I'm sitting there looking at TV. Like I said, I don't know what's about to happen. But about 7 minutes, 8 minutes, I can hear the door jerk, and I look around, and she says, Daddy. And I look up, and she says, ta-da. She has her dress, her tiara, and her shoes on. Then she comes over to me, and she says, Daddy, would you dance with me? And I reach my hand out. She says, come down to my size. And I go down on my knees with my daughter, and I dance with her. I don't know if that sounds like anything great for you guys, but for me, it's priceless. And while I'm down on my knees, I thank God for that. I thank God for the Freedom Houses and all these places that care more about me than I was caring about myself. You know, like you said, you got these great people up here that probably want to do more for you than you do for yourself. But if you really look at your lives, do you really want to die like that? You shouldn't have to. You know, because like I said, I didn't think this would work. I used to say, forget AA. Maybe instead of doing the brown liquor, let me do the clear liquor. I'll be okay. Take the seed out the weeds. Instead of doing the loud, let me do the quiet. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work. Any mood or mind-altering substance for me. Any mood or mind-altering substance. So I want to thank you guys for being here. Like I say, they got all these programs that you guys can do, but you got to make this, I mean, for me, I got to make this more important than anything, more important than my kids, than my wife, than my job, than my bank account, because if I get high again, it's a done deal, you know. So I want to thank the drug courts for letting me come down and speak. I really appreciate it. This is what I do. This is my life, you know. Like she said, I got a sober house on Broadway, Spatford, 71st Fleet area. And it's so crazy because that's where I started smoking weed at South High, 1 block over from my sober house. Huh? Yeah. Coincidence? I think not. He's not. So I just look at all this, and I'm sort of bumped up right now. Those are not goosebumps. Those are God bumps. Thank you, people, for listening to me. And you guys, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. That was a great message. Give him another hand. Great message. I'm saying he's got a famous name. I don't know if you all are old enough to know Larry Holmes. He was a boxer. And I was looking at him like, he looks like Jim Brown, the football player, too. I'm like, wow. Okay, so I don't see, do we have anybody from the prosecutor's office? Nobody's here? Okay. Usually at this time, the prosecutor makes a motion to dismiss all the cases that people who had felonies and were amended to misdemeanors, and I know that's some of you. He would make a motion to dismiss, and the defense attorney would not object, or both vice versa. And then I would say, so ordered. So ordered. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Was it a good recognition ceremony? Was good, uplifting, inspiring. And so for the people who are in drug court now, it's gonna be you in a few months, is that right? Okay, who says yes? All right, okay, I don't see every hand, just some people. All right, so we're going to excuse our graduates, so we're gonna have do you play music for them to go out, or just go ahead? Okay, all right. Congratulations, you guys remember how you feel right now and keep that feeling going, all right? And come back and see us and come back and be a speaker. And we appreciate you all. Thank you. Refreshments, yes, reception in the back, reception in the back.
For a videotape copy of this episode, call 664-3571 with the following information on your TV screen.